Hi guys, this is part two of my review of the two dolls, Milla Emme and Evette from American Girl. Milla Emme is from our generation. So again, these two dolls represent multicultural and biracial dolls. We have so many people who are multiracial, which means that they're more than just one race. One of the races where usually people talk about being of mixed heritage or biracial are usually people who have African ancestry or African American connections to their genes, whether it be to their genetic makeup, family pool. Some people are adopted into African American families, or some children are African American in race and adopted into Caucasian or other raced families, or I guess other races of families. So, or families of other races. Okay, now I said it. So these dolls are really meant to represent people who have some type of African American or African heritage because the skin can be lighter or darker in color, and the hair texture is usually thicker and curlier. To some point, some people would even use the word kinky or coarse, which we in the African American community do not see that word as a positive word. Kinky or coarse, we usually say that our hair is curly and thick. And this doll, as I said before, has tight curls as opposed to dolls that have loose ringlets. So if you guys remember Cecile from American Girl, she has more of loose ringlets, where Evette, her hair is crimpy and thick and wavy, as opposed to curly locks. She does not have curly locks. So, what bothers me about some of the reviews again are just that people are missing the point of these dolls, that they're supposed to be representing people with African American ancestry and heritage. And these dolls would be considered a part of the African American culture. So when people do the reviews and they refer to these dolls as having frizzy hair, first of all, Yvette's hair is not frizzy. And I do understand that her hair is wavy, and that sometimes people who aren't used to wavy hair like to comment on it, and sometimes they don't really know how to manage hair that they don't have. Like if you're not born with wavy, crimpy hair or curly hair, you might not know how to best take care of that hair. So it's easy to make comments on people who have curly, wavy hair, and say, oh, they can just get it straightened, or oh, they can wear it straight. That's what a flat iron's for. Or if I could just pull it back off of her face or put it in a nice, neat hairstyle. But again, people who are biracial or have African American ancestry, we we love our hair the way it is. And just because we wear it different in different styles, or if we wear it in locks or curls, up, down, straight, wavy, whatever, it's our decision. It's our hair, so we can make that decision. But we don't necessarily like when other people comment on our hair looking frizzy, wavy, curly. I've even heard some people mention the word afro, when clearly her hair is curly, but that doesn't mean that she has an afro. She has two pigtails, and they happen to be curly pigtails because her hair is curly. Same thing with Addie. Addie has thick hair, but it's not wavy. It's straight and thick and very long. So you can braid it. You can put it in braids. You can wear it down. You can wear it back off of her face. You can put bows in it if you want, because again, that's hair. You can do that type of stuff with hair. But if you're not familiar with the African American race, then, and if you don't have African American friends or family, then you probably wouldn't know anything about hair texture that's different from straight. If you don't have African Americans in your family or in your friend circle. So that's why it's good to diversify, because that way when you make videos depicting African American or biracial dolls, you actually have content to pull from that actually sounds accurate. So speaking of hair, I ended up bringing out some more dolls that I have in my collection. So this is the latest doll from American Girl, and along with Evette, she is in the World by Us collection, and her name is it's McKenna, as far as I'm concerned. McKenna. I don't know. A lot of people can say her name differently, but either way, I'm going to say it McKenna. She does not have braids. She has twists. So her hair is straight, and right now it's just in twists. If she wanted to take it out, she could if she was a real person, but because she's my doll, I'm probably going to leave her hair in twists. These are my newer dolls. This is Macy, and she is the new edition of Macy. This is Tiana, or Tiana, and she's a travel doll. This is my older Macy, and so I have two Macy's, actually three now. She's the updated Macy, and I have two older Macy's. This is Kanani. But either way, I wanted to talk about some of my biracial dolls or African American dolls. Like, this was my first biracial doll, and she was actually my first Our Generation doll. And I forgot what her name is because I just got her out of storage. But you can see that her hair is thick and it's curly, but it's a different kind of curly from, or it's a different kind of texture from my newer doll, Milla Emme. This is my son's doll, my youngest. And so he's obviously been played with, and he is actually holding one of the dinosaurs that came with the boy set. And it is very similar to the girl dino that comes with this pajama outfit, except the girl dino has like a little bow in her hair. So I thought that was kind of cute. But anyway, back to just an education on biracial dolls. I just saw way too many videos talking about how people loved the new doll Evette from American Girl, but they were upset because they did not know how to take care of her quote unquote frizzy hair and stop it from getting frizzy. And I don't think a lot of African American people or biracial people like that, because we don't see that as frizzy. We don't see our hair as being frizzy. Like when I look at these two dolls' hair, it's thick and it's not straight, it's curly. But just because these dolls aren't brand spanking new anymore and they've been played with or on display, that doesn't mean that over time their hair gets frizzy and unmanageable. Like, you can still obviously manage these dolls. I've had this doll for almost over 10 years and her hair is still quite manageable. She still has the part in her hair, and you can see that Our Generation is using different face molds and different eye colors for these biracial dolls, but there's still a sense of pride that comes with playing and having these dolls, because in my family, that's how some members of my family look. They don't all look like one shade of color. People don't have one shade of hair color in my family. We have all kinds of hair and all kinds of different hair colors. We have all kinds of different eye color. And again, when our hair is curly instead of straight, we don't comment on it saying that it's frizzy and wild and woolly. Like those are offensive. Those are offensive terms to African Americans and to biracial people. We want to feel proud of our race. We want to feel proud of our heritage, proud of the way we look, proud of our skin, proud of our hair. And so that's just how it is. Sometimes you have to know the content and you need to know something about the race before you can, and culture, before you can comment on it and do videos that sometimes sound disparaging to people who are biracial or who are multicultural. Because the curlier and wavier Evette's hair gets over time, I think the prettier she looks. And so that's just how we feel in our race. We feel like these dolls, their hair does not depict how beautiful they are, but their hair is part of who they are. And because we know who they are and we know what gives them that curly, beautiful hair, just like we know what gives Addie that luscious, beautiful, rich skin color, is the fact that she has African ancestry. And so part of Milla Emme being so pretty is that she is a unique doll. You don't see a lot of dolls who look like Milla Emme, and that makes her beautiful in her own way. Her curly hair, her highlights, her dark brown eyes, her rosy cheeks, her skin coloring, that makes her unique. Does that make her more beautiful than anyone who looks like Addie or anyone who looks like Mia? No, because all these dolls represent different girls and boys around the world. And it's just their features and the uniqueness of their features that make them beautiful dolls. So when I do these videos on the dolls, I try to make sure that I use words that are going to inspire people and are going to get people to look at these dolls and admire them, just the same way that you would admire anyone who is pretty or beautiful in their own way. And that's the reason I try to diversify my doll collection, because I really want to represent that. I really feel like the doll world represents how we feel about each other. So next time you see these videos on some of these biracial dolls, whether they be black, white, Hawaiian, South Pacific Islander, Asian American, or just Asian in general, remember that when you say things about their eyes or the shape of their eyes, remember that the words that you use to depict people in our society, that means something. Either they can be offensive or they can be positive in connotation. But you would have to know something about the race and something about the people and the culture before you can make those statements. So that's just a little something. Part 2 of my video of some of the dolls. And because now our generation, the company is expanding, they're making more biracial dolls, which I really love. American Girl is starting to get there. They finally gave a biracial doll a book. So I really want to finish reading Evette's story because her mother is African American and her father's Caucasian. And so I think those races are beautiful races. I've seen beautiful people in the Caucasian race, and I've seen beautiful people in the African American race. So it's really nice to see a biracial doll like Evette represent people who are multicultural. So I just want to say positive things about Evette, how beautiful she is as a doll. I never forget the fact that I'm looking at a biracial doll when I see her. So I do feel like some people get confused because they're thrown off by her light skin and her hazel to blue like eyes. And they think, she's a white doll. But no, she's a biracial doll because there are biracial people in this world. So we just have to expand and open our minds a little bit more. All right, guys, that's the end of part 2 of reviewing Milla, Emme, and Evette. And again, Evette is a new American Girl doll, so she has new things coming out for her line, World by Us. And Milla, Emme, she has tons of stuff that she can wear because she is our generation doll. And she just came by herself. She didn't come with a book. So even though she already has a name, you can give her whatever personality you want and make her a part of your collection. So that's it. That's my review, and I hope you guys have a good day.